the battle feels unbearable. When the nights are too long, the burden too heavy, and the road too uncertain. You've prayed, you've fought, you've pushed forward with all the strength you had left, and yet the doors remain closed. The breakthrough seems out of reach, and now you're on the verge of giving up. But I came to tell you, this is not the end. You see, when the enemy wants to stop you, he won't attack where you are strong, he'll attack where you are weak. He will whisper lies in your ear, telling you that you are alone, that you are forgotten, that your labor is in vain. But hear me, he is a liar. If you were truly finished, he wouldn't be fighting you so hard. The very fact that you're facing this level of adversity is proof that something great is coming. Too many people give up when they're right at the edge of their breakthrough, right when they're about to step into the very thing they've been praying for. They allow the pain to silence them, the pressure to paralyze them. But let me tell you something. Pain is not a sign to quit. It is a sign that you are in transition. A woman in labor does not give up when the contractions intensify. No, she presses through because she knows that the pain is producing something. And I need you to recognize that what you are going through is producing something. It is birthing something. Your struggle is not empty. It is preparing you for what's next. God never promised that the journey would be easy, but he did promise that he would be with you. And if he is with you, that means you are never out of options. That means even when you feel surrounded by trouble, you are surrounded by grace. Even when you feel like you're out of strength, he is your strength. Even when you don't see a way out, he is your way out. The problem is not that you don't have what it takes. The problem is that you don't always see what's inside of you. The enemy sees it. That's why he fights you so hard. He knows that if you ever truly discovered the power and potential within you, nothing could stop you. That's why he's been attacking your mind, your faith, your hope, because he knows if he can get you to quit, he can keep you from stepping into the destiny that is waiting for you. But I declare over your life today, this is not your breaking point. This is your breakthrough moment. You are too close to stop now. You are too close to fold under the pressure. I know it's hard. I know you're tired. I know you're weary, but don't you dare stop now. God is about to turn things around. You may not see it yet, but something is shifting in your favor. The pressure you're feeling is not to destroy you, it's to push you into your next level. The doors that have been closed in your face, the people who walked away, the resources that seemed to dry up, it was all part of the process. God was not punishing you. He was positioning you. He was getting you ready for something greater. Some of you feel like you're drowning, like the waves of life keep crashing over you, and you don't know how much longer you can hold on. But can I remind you of something? The enemy wouldn't be fighting you if you weren't a threat. He wouldn't be attacking you if there wasn't something on the other side of this storm that he was desperate to keep you from. You may feel weak, but weakness is not a sign of failure. It is an opportunity for God to show his strength in you. You may feel like you're at the end of your rope, but you are not at the end of your story. This is not the end. This is just the moment where you have to dig in deeper, push harder, trust God more, and refuse to let go. You have survived too much to quit now. You have endured too much to walk away from the promise. You have cried too many tears to let the enemy steal your victory. The God who brought you this far has not changed his mind about you. He still has a plan. He still has a purpose. And if he allowed this storm, it's because he's about to use it for your good. You may have lost some things, but you haven't lost everything. You may have been knocked down, but you are not knocked out. You are still here. And as long as you are still here, that means God is not finished with you yet. It means that the best is still ahead of you. The battle you are fighting right now is not just about you. It's about the generations that will come after you. Your faith, your perseverance, your decision to press forward even when you feel like giving up. It is making a way for those who will come behind you. Your testimony will be someone else's survival guide. Your victory will be someone else's inspiration. So I dare you to stand up. I dare you to shake off the discouragement. I dare you to lift your head, square your shoulders, and declare over your own life, I will not quit. I will not back down. I will not be defeated, because the God who called me is still working, still moving, still making a way. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you feel. And you are closer to your breakthrough than you have ever been before. So don't stop. Don't give up. Don't turn back. This is not the end. It is only the beginning. Pain has a way of making us question everything, our purpose, our strength, even our faith. It can feel like a heavy weight pressing down on our shoulders, whispering that we are not strong enough to carry on. But I need you to understand that pain is not a signal to stop. It is a signal that something is shifting. The very moment you feel like giving up is often the moment right before something great is about to be birthed in your life. The enemy wouldn't be fighting you so hard if he wasn't afraid of what's on the other side of your struggle. Look at the pattern throughout history. Every great breakthrough was preceded by great resistance. A diamond is formed under pressure. A seed has to push through the dirt before it can break the surface and become a tree. A mother endures the most intense pain just before she gives birth. The process is never easy, but the outcome is always worth it. The pain you are feeling right now is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to develop you. It is stretching you, growing you, preparing you for the blessing that is about to come. When you understand this truth, your perspective on pain begins to change. Instead of seeing it as something meant to break you, you start seeing it as confirmation that you are on the right path. The attacks, the setbacks, the disappointments, they are not evidence that you are failing. They are evidence that you are in transition. You are moving from one level to the next, from one season to another. And anytime you are shifting, there will be friction. Anytime you are about to step into something greater, there will be resistance. This is why you cannot give up now. You cannot let the pressure make you abandon your promise. The pain is uncomfortable, but it is temporary. The enemy wants you to believe that this season will last forever, that the struggle will never end, but he is a liar. What you are facing now is only a chapter. It is not the whole story. There is more ahead. There is greater ahead, but you must hold on. You must endure this moment knowing that something powerful is being birthed through your perseverance. So don't misinterpret your struggle as a sign to quit. Instead, see it as confirmation that you are right where you need to be. Something is shifting in your favor. Something is being prepared for you that is beyond what you can see right now. And if you can just hold on, if you can just push through this moment, you will step into a breakthrough that makes every tear, every late night prayer, and every painful moment worth it. Let this pain remind you that your story is far from over. There is still more to come. There are moments in life when the silence feels deafening. When you've prayed, but there's no answer. When you've cried out, but it seems like heaven is quiet. You wonder if you've been forgotten, if your struggles have been overlooked. But let me remind you, just because you can't see him working doesn't mean he isn't moving. Just because you don't feel his presence doesn't mean he isn't right there beside you. Sometimes the greatest tests come in the moments when we have to walk by faith, not by sight. Think about a teacher in the middle of an exam. The teacher doesn't speak while the student is being tested, not because they've abandoned the student, but because they know the student already has what it takes to pass. In the same way, when you are in a season of difficulty, when life feels overwhelming, it doesn't mean that you've been forsaken. It means that you are being strengthened. You are being stretched beyond your limits so that you can step into a new level of faith, a new level of trust, a new level of purpose. There is no situation too dark, no problem too big, and no storm too fierce that can separate you from divine presence. When you feel weak, He is your strength. When you feel lost, He is your guide. When you feel broken, He is the one who puts the pieces back together. But here's the challenge. Sometimes we expect God to show up in a certain way, and when He doesn't, we assume He's not there. We look for a loud voice, a dramatic miracle, a sudden shift, but often He moves in the quiet moments, in the small ways, in the subtle signs that remind us we are not alone. You may feel like your back is against the wall, like you've run out of options, but hear this: when you are down to nothing, God is up to something. When you have no solution, He is already making a way. When the road looks like a dead end, He is the one who opens doors no man can shut. That's why you can't afford to give up now. You may not see it, but things are shifting. You may not understand it, but something is happening behind the scenes. Your prayers are not in vain. Your tears have not gone unnoticed. So instead of focusing on what you can't see, focus on what you know to be true. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And even in this moment when it feels like all hope is lost, something is working in your favor. Keep moving forward, keep holding on, because the one who walks with you has never lost a battle, and He's not about to start now. The struggles you are facing are not random. The opposition you feel is not without reason. The attacks on your life, your mind, and your purpose are not because you are weak. They are because you are powerful. The enemy doesn't waste his energy on those who have no potential. He fights the hardest against those who have something significant inside them. The very fact that you are under attack is proof that there is greatness within you. Think about it. Why would the enemy try so hard to discourage you if you weren't a threat? Why would he attempt to wear you down if there wasn't something inside of you worth fighting against? He knows that if you ever realize how strong you truly are, if you ever step fully into your calling, if you ever walk in the power that has been placed inside you, you will be unstoppable. That's why he tries to break you before you get there. He wants to convince you that you are not enough. He wants to make you doubt your worth, your purpose, and your destiny. But here's what you need to understand. The enemy only has the power that you give him. His greatest weapon is deception. If he can make you believe that you are defeated, then you will live as if you are. If he can make you believe that you are powerless, then you will never step into the strength that is already inside you. But the truth is, you were created with power, authority, and resilience. You have already been given everything you need to overcome every challenge in your path. The only thing standing between you and victory is the decision to keep going. That is why quitting is not an option. That is why giving up is exactly what the enemy wants you to do, because he knows that if you endure this battle, you will step into a level of strength that he can no longer contain. Every struggle, every hardship, every painful moment is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to expose the warrior inside you. The enemy wouldn't be fighting this hard if you weren't on the edge of something great. That's why you must refuse to back down, refuse to be intimidated, refuse to believe the lies that tell you that you are not enough. So instead of questioning why you are facing so many struggles, start recognizing what they mean. They mean that you are valuable. They mean that you have a purpose. They mean that the enemy is terrified of what happens if you refuse to quit. And if the enemy is afraid of your potential, that's all the more reason to step into it with boldness, with courage, and with the unwavering belief that you were created for more. The greatest test always comes right before the greatest breakthrough. It's in those moments when the weight feels unbearable, when the struggle seems endless, when you start questioning if it's even worth it. That's when you are closest to stepping into the promise. But this is where so many people make the mistake of quitting too soon. They assume the pressure means it's over, when in reality the pressure means they are right at the edge of something life-changing. Look at how labor works. When a woman is about to give birth, the pain intensifies, the contractions become stronger, the pressure increases, and the exhaustion sets in. But that pain isn't a sign to stop, it's a sign that new life is about to be delivered. The same is true for you. The struggle you are facing is not a sign that you've reached your limit. It's a sign that your breakthrough is near. You have come too far to turn back now. Everything you've endured has been preparing you for what is about to be released in your life. If you could see how close you are, you wouldn't even consider giving up. If you could see what's waiting for you just beyond this storm, you would push even harder. But this is where faith comes in. You may not see the finish line yet, but that doesn't mean it's not there. The enemy will try to convince you that nothing is changing, that your prayers are going unheard, that your work is in vain, but don't believe the lie. The very fact that the battle has intensified is proof that you are right at the threshold of something greater. Every major victory in life comes with a moment of doubt right before the breakthrough. That's the moment when exhaustion whispers, give up. That's the moment when frustration tells you this isn't working. That's the moment when fear tries to convince you you're wasting your time. But hear this, you are not wasting your time. Your efforts are not in vain, and your breakthrough is not beyond reach. It is coming. It is unfolding. It is being prepared for you even now. So don't let the intensity of this moment make you walk away from what you've been working toward. You have survived too much, endured too long, and sacrificed too greatly to turn back now. Keep pressing forward, keep believing, because what you've been waiting for is closer than you think. Keep going, because something powerful is on the other side of this struggle. This season you're in may not make sense right now. It may feel like everything is working against you, like doors are closing, opportunities are slipping away, and the dreams you once held seem further out of reach. But what if I told you that what looks like a setback is actually a setup? What if the delays, the losses, and even the rejections weren't meant to break you, but to position you? What if everything that feels like it's working against you is actually working for you? Think about Joseph, betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and later imprisoned for something he didn't do. From the outside looking in, it seemed like his life was going from bad to worse. But every step of his journey was leading him to the palace. What seemed like rejection was actually redirection. What seemed like loss was preparation for something greater. The same is true for you. You may not understand why certain things have been taken from you, why certain people have walked away, or why certain doors have shut, but trust that there is a greater purpose unfolding. Sometimes we pray for elevation, but we don't realize that the path to promotion often looks like isolation. We ask for more, but we don't recognize that before God increases us, He must first prepare us. You're not being buried, you're being planted. The difference between the two is perspective. When the seed is buried, it is covered in darkness, hidden away, and seemingly forgotten. But when a seed is planted, it is put in the same position with one difference. It is expected to grow. What you're going through is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning of something greater. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment has a purpose. You may feel stuck, but you are actually being positioned. You may feel overlooked, but you are being preserved for the right opportunity. If you had received what you wanted when you wanted it, you might not have been ready to handle it. There is a reason for this season. There is wisdom being developed in you, patience being strengthened, character being refined. You are being prepared for what you've been praying for. So don't mistake the process for the punishment. This is not the end. This is not where your story finishes. There is something greater on the other side of this season, and if you hold on, you will see that what felt like a setback was actually a setup for your greatest breakthrough yet. Keep trusting, keep believing, because something greater is coming. What you are fighting through right now is bigger than just you. The struggles you are facing, the battles you are overcoming, and the faith you are holding on to are not just shaping your life, they are shaping the lives of those who will come after you. Whether you realize it or not, your perseverance is creating a path for future generations. Your endurance is not just about your victory, it is about the legacy you will leave behind. Think about the people who inspired you, the ones whose stories gave you strength, whose testimonies encourage you to keep going. They didn't just survive for themselves, they survived so that others could see what was possible. In the same way, your breakthrough is not just for you. One day, someone will look at your life and find hope in your story. One day, someone will stand where you stand and need the wisdom that you gained through this season. Your perseverance today will become the testimony that strengthens someone else tomorrow. This is why giving up is not an option. If you quit now, what happens to the ones who are watching you? What happens to the people who need your testimony to find their own strength? There is someone coming after you, a son, a daughter, a friend, or even a stranger, who will need to know that survival is possible. They will need to know that the pain they are feeling is not the end. They will need to know that faith still works, and your life, your endurance will be the proof they need. When you choose to keep going, you are breaking cycles. You are shifting generations. You are refusing to allow struggle and defeat to be the final word. Some of the battles you are fighting right now are not just for you. They are to ensure that the next generation does not have to fight the same battles. Your perseverance is breaking chains, setting new standards, and creating a foundation of faith for those who will come after you. So when you feel like giving up, remember that your story is not just yours. It is a light that will guide others through their darkest moments. It is a roadmap for those who will face similar trials. Your perseverance is building something that will outlast you. Keep pressing forward, because your faith today is shaping someone's tomorrow. It may feel like you've reached the end, like everything you fought for is slipping away, like the weight of disappointment, struggle, and hardship is too much to carry. But hear this. This is not where your story ends. What looks like an ending is often the doorway to something greater. The moments when you feel like giving up are the moments when transformation is closest. Don't mistake the closing of one chapter for the end of the book. There is still more to be written, more to be revealed, more to be accomplished in your life. Think about the greatest stories ever told. They all have a moment when everything seems lost, when the odds look impossible, when it feels like defeat is in. But right when it seems like the end, that's when the turning point comes. That's when the breakthrough happens. The same is true for you. Just because you don't see how things will change doesn't mean that change isn't coming. Just because this season is hard doesn't mean that it will last forever. Every great beginning first looks like an ending. You may feel like you've lost too much, failed too often, or struggled for too long, but what if this is not the end? What if this is the setup for something greater? What if this struggle is actually preparing you for a future you never imagined? When one door closes, it's because another is about to open. When a season ends, it's because something new is about to begin. Sometimes what feels like loss is really just the pruning before the growth, the clearing before the building, the preparation before the blessing. This is why you can't give up now. You are on the edge of something new. The pain, the exhaustion, the uncertainty, it's all a sign that change is happening. Growth never feels comfortable. Transformation never happens without pressure. But if you hold on, if you keep pushing forward, you will see that what you thought was the end was actually the beginning of something far greater than you could have imagined. So don't let this moment define your future. Don't let this struggle convince you that it's over. What's ahead is greater than what's behind. What's coming is bigger than what's been lost. Your story is still unfolding, and the best part is yet to come. Keep going, because what's waiting for you on the other side of this season is worth every battle you've had to fight. You've been through battles that others couldn't see. You've carried burdens that felt too heavy to bear. You've had moments where you questioned whether you could take another step. Moments where giving up seemed like the only option. But hear me, this is not the end. Every tear, every struggle, every setback has been building something in you. It has been shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you for what's ahead. The pain you've endured was not wasted. The enemy wouldn't fight you this hard if you weren't carrying something valuable. The opposition you face is proof of your potential, and the trials you've overcome are evidence of your strength. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not defeated. There is still purpose in you, still greatness ahead, still a future waiting to unfold. Now is not the time to shrink back. Now is not the time to let fear win. Now is the time to rise, to press forward, to refuse to let this season define you. Your story is still being written, and the next chapter will be greater than the last.